Louis C. Gross II. I'm so happy to be here. Matter of fact, I'm happy to be alive. And I'm happy that you're alive to watch me say that you're alive. But anyway, quote of the week. The greatest problem lies in sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity. You have a moral obligation to make intelligent decisions. That was from our beloved Martin Luther King. He said that. The book of the week. What could that possibly be? The New Class by DeGillis. DeGillis talks about, he's a Russian author as a matter of fact, and he talks about the new class being your policemen, your doctors, your lawyers. They're the first people to get tabs on good products. And then it filters down. It's all a part of the economic situation where first come, first serve, and the first people to get a hold of any goods or commodities would be those that are in charge. That's what he's basically getting at. And he's really talking about, we always think of Russia as, communism or socialism, but he's really talking about democracy in a way. No, I'm sorry, capitalism. Because it's all about the buck. I don't give a care what you say. It's all about money. Matter of fact, look what's happening here. It's about money. For instance, 7 cents on the bag. If they pick up your garbage, they charge you extra. But, that's interesting to me because you already have city garbage men picking up the garbage, but now you hire waste management too. So what does that mean? You got two organizations, one for the city and the other privatized, making money off one duplicating services, and we're paying for that. I just keep wondering how much can citizens take. You getting taxed for this, you getting taxed for that. Let's face it, a bag tax, solar tax. That's the reason why you have 29,000 families leaving Illinois. Then we look at, if we talk about the new class, we're looking at the governor, Madigan. We're looking at, in this city, your mayor. And also we're looking at City Hall. We're looking at the General Assembly in Springfield. All these people getting paid. And you also know that your state workers, employees, and state representatives are getting paid. Even when, without a budget. Carly on there, go ahead. A question or comment. Go ahead.
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Ray?
Yeah, I think Ron Emanuel ain't doing no good. Still more violence.
Rahm Emanuel? What do you think about him?
And then media is a part of that too.
Oh yes.
And then okay, what I'm trying to say, they part of that. They want they ain't doing no. Eddie Johnson ain't doing no good too. He ain't doing no good.
I know.
He's in there for the money.
You're right.
For the money. And this is James. My name is James.
James.
In there for the money. The media's in there for the money. Ron Emanuel and Eddie Johnson. And they should not vote for Ron Emanuel. I'll be glad when he get out. I'll be glad when they terminate him. He ain't no good. He ain't no bad.
A lot of people think like you. They want him out. They want him out.
They talk about and then he always talk about and then Andre Holmes and he need to step down too. He need to pay too, cause Andre Holmes talk about people turning themselves in. Police. Why he didn't get information? Got shot about 16 times by Anthony. The other guy, the police officer shot him.
Oh yeah, Laquan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Andre Holmes need to step down. He need to go somewhere. He ain't right either.
Hey, thank you.
He ain't right either.
Thank you for your call.
Okay.
Thank you so much. You got another caller? Go ahead, call. Question or comment. You on air?
Yeah, buddy. This is your friend Ray.
Hey, Ray. I thought you was. Go ahead, Ray.
I called in the show yesterday. It was Alderman.
Yeah.
Okay, Sawyer. And he was talking about he has to get his people moving and have people do this and do that. About calling about taxes, right? They have to pay them by a certain date. And I told him, well, You got people in your office. Have them call them. Why are you going to bother the people that put you in?
Well, that's true. That's true.
That's your job. That's why we put you in there.
And you know what? They seem to forget that. That we put you in for your services.
You know what he told me? Okay, you know what he told me? He told me that he didn't have a big enough budget to do all of that calling.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was going to tell him, but they cut me off. See, this slip. They cut me off. I was going to tell him, but I'll tell you what, during re-election, you got more than enough money to pay for all them phones.
Oh, yeah, right. That's what they do. When it's time for re-election, they got all the money in the world. But once they win, they don't really care about anybody after that,
Yeah, he actually got mad at what I said. And then there was another young lady on TV talking about snitches, right? They snitch to get a lighter, instead of 10 years, they get 5 years. A lighter sentence,
Oh, okay.
And I asked her, but that's the only way it can be done because nobody in the neighborhood wants to volunteer anything. And
oh, yeah, because they're scared. They're scared.
She got mad at me. Yeah, she got mad at me.
Was that your alderman?
No, the alderman was Sawyer.
You Sawyer. Boy, that guy.
Sawyer, yeah.
What do you think about Sawyer?
These politicians don't have no money. They cry bankruptcy, and guess what? Their re-election, they got more than enough money to hire.
But Ray, you're right. All of a sudden, miraculously, they have so much money. Look at it. They've been buying votes too. Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, I was saying they got so much money that they, in a way, buy votes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, oh sure, they got enough money for what they want.
Right.
Not
right.
enough money for their constituents, and that's the damn shame. And that's every single one of them.
It never fails. But what kills me, you know what? All of a sudden, they're in the pulpit of the preachers, around election time, and after the election's over, you don't even see them anymore, man. That is so bogus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and we keep putting them back in.
Yeah, but we keep putting them in the house of worship too. And do you remember this? Church and state, should be separate in terms of politics and religion are separate entities. But you know what? You got people like Meeks and Corey Brooks who are actually involved with politics, and to this day I haven't seen how it affects, their constituency or their congregation. It seems like to me it's for self-gratification. But anyway, that's how I look at it. How you look at it? Huh? Ray?
You again. It's always a pleasure.
All right, thank you, Ray. Hey, I got a question for you all. You ever heard of Willie Lynch? Of course you have. Divide and conquer. Check this out. If that be the case, will it backfire as a mutation? Black on black crime. Look at it. And one of the concepts of Willie Lynch was to divide. Look at this black situation now. Look how we're so divided. Not we. It's a certain population that's divided. The ones that sell drugs, the ones that abuse women, the ones who terrorize the community. That could be considered a terrorist attitude, terrorist behavior. When you go into a neighborhood and suck it dry with crime and raping little girls and then put it on Instagram. Were you hatched? Were you guys hatched? Because you couldn't be human to do what you did. And now you're intimidating the woman and her child. When's it going to stop? When's it going to stop? When's it going to stop? Because I know if that was happening to your family, what would you do? And then your laws, man, they kill me with this law stuff. No wonder we look at vigilantism. Because every time you look around, they can't find anybody. Your strategies. What about these strategies that are not working? At any rate, here's a question for you. And you can answer it if you want, but I've talked to a lot of people in different areas. And okay, look here. Are women effective police? Are they effective firemen? Are they effective bus drivers? These are questions that have been asked. Oh, and if you're a sports guy, what do you think about women coming into the locker room? But at the same time, a man cannot go into a woman's locker room. Where is that at? And you know what? This thing about being politically correct, but behind closed doors, you're saying another thing. That's happening all the time. And you got people running your life that don't give a damn about you. But yet, like the Jewish population says, goyim, useless eaters. That's how they perceive anybody that's not Jewish. And by the way, how many black folks you know own a currency exchange? How many black folks you know own a parking lot? Carl, you're there. Go ahead.
Hey, Lewis, you want to hear the truth?
Tell me the truth if you know it.
I tell you the truth. This is the deal, okay? Biologically, men have the upper body strength. And the problem I have with a lot of women these days, they always want to tell the man what is the man's job. And you can never tell them nothing. They always want equal pay, and they want equal everything else. But when it comes to some of the type of work, they don't want to do the equal work. And I have a problem with that. I ain't going to say where I work at. Where I work at, it's everybody's required to be able to live between 40 and 50 pounds. And I have this problem with women. And they say, well, it's too heavy for me. No, it is your job unless you are pregnant, unless you are injured. Guess what? You got to do it. And then they go holler for some manager. And I tell the manager by bait, I say, look, this woman's making as much as me.
Yeah.
At least you want to play the woman card. And then the manager guy say, you know what? I can't argue with the guy. Now, if women want to do those types of jobs, guess what? They got to meet the requirement. They can't always say, well, I'm a woman. And they want to use that as a excuse. And you got some of these women, I know be pissed them off, so be it. Some of them give more excuses than what a virgin would give on their wedding night.
Oh, okay. All right. Hey, thank you. Thank you for your comment. The question is, folks, are women effective as police officers, firemen, bus drivers, sports commentators? And I just said, with sports commentators, that have the woman, and that's another thing. The women have put the guys that would normally be the sports commentators out of a job there. This has been thrown out. This is just questions. No opinions here. The opinions come from you. But check this out. Now the women have made it so they can go into the sports team's locker room. Guys, all males locker room. They getting dressed. They're half naked, and here you come, a female, trying to interview somebody. But at the same token, a male sportscaster cannot go in a woman's locker room. Why is that? No. Isn't it equal protection under the law? If you have a comment, please call in. This is to get an opinion from both sides. Now, nothing personal. It's just that we need to address these issues. Caller, you on there? Go ahead.
Lewis.
Yes.
You understand what Title 19 is all about, right?
Yes.
It's all about allowing women to go in different types of occupations. Now, they want to go to those different occupations, fine. Like I said, I don't have no problem. They want the equal pay, fine. But do the job. If you want to be a fireman, like you said, a police or whatever, do the job. Don't come up with no excuses. That's the problem I have with some of these women. And you ask some of these men that work with these women, they, like I said, they want to make the pay. They want the advancement, all that. That's the problem. And then some women will tell you they sick of some of these other women because they make it bad look. They making them look bad.
Okay. Hey, thank you for that comment. We got another call. Call in on there. Go ahead. Question, comment.
Yeah, hello?
Yes, you on there.
Yes. What's going on, Louis? Long time no here.
Hey.
I want to piggyback off what the guy said. I work at a similar job like that where you lift a lot of stuff. And I work with a lot of women partners. I'm not going to specify where I work at either.
Don't.
It's like I got to do this, but then they want equal pay too. And when I make them work, you know what I'm saying, they want to go tell the manager I'm harassing them or doing this or that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know, that, I mean, that's crazy. You know, I mean, you know, then the thing is, over in France, over there, they have co-ed bathrooms. Every time I went to the hotel there and I got out the pool, it was co-ed bathrooms. A lot of people don't know that. Why can't they have that here? If they want to bring up transgender laws and stuff like that, I'm not trying to get off subject or anything like
No,
that.
go ahead, go ahead,
You know
go
what I'm
ahead.
saying?
Hello?
Yeah.
Go ahead. You through?
Yeah, I was letting you comment on that, but like, why?
Well, you know what? I'm gonna tell the truth. I've been going around. I've been talking with policemen, firemen, and it seems to be, like they're scared to come on air. But like you talking now, I'm hearing the same thing, man. But I just want to see what women is gonna say about this. But a lot of men, from what I'm seeing, feel the same way you do, sir. I got another caller, but thank you for coming on here.
No problem. We talk soon.
Oh yeah, we will. We will. We will. You bet on it. Got a caller? Question, comment? Go ahead.
Hey, Louis, how you doing?
Oh, Steve.
Yes. Hey, Louis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. Well, first of all, I don't have no complaint about a female doing the same as a male could do. Sometimes they could do it better, and then sometimes they can't do it at all. So again, there's a set play that it should be made accountable for everyone. Hell, you got strong men that can't do some of the work that the
Which
women
is
do.
true. Which is true.
So I mean, that's very. And the women coming into the locker room.
Yeah, tell me about that.
That's so easy to resolve. That issue, just have a pro set place where you and everyone would talk to the players instead of in the locker room. I don't know when the hell everybody want to be in the locker room.
Well, the women are doing that now.
Yes,
but
yes,
Steve, my question to you is, now, we talked about women going in the men's locker room. Do you know that a man's sportscaster is not allowed to go in a woman's locker room? What do you think about that?
I think the same thing. No man, shouldn't be in there.
So it's not equal, is it?
It's just as equal that I said about a female going into a male's locker room.
Mm-hmm.
I feel the same way about a male going into a female's locker room.
So you think they should have a central place where
we get too far, I asked you something that I told you to check out for this week.
But nobody called me. Nobody called me. Nobody called. Look, I swear to God, nobody called. Not one. Not about that.
You know why, Louis?
Tell me.
You do good service work, man. A lot of people wouldn't understand what I'm talking about, but if you go in those walls and you learn something, because everyone has a story in their life.
True.
Everyone flips from one side to the next, but then someone just keep on titter-tatting going back and forth. You have did a good job in what you're doing. Again, I'd like to hear your story one day if it was be very interesting. But again, I think you're doing a hell of a good job.
Thank you.
This is why I made that statement to you
last week. Yeah, I forgot you about that. But anyway, you know what? We'll get together. You and I.
Listen, Louis. They got the phone number. One day we meet one day at one of those halls.
That's cool.
And just give me a call. Let me know where.
Okay, Steve. I will.
All right,
will.
Then.
Love you, kid. Thank you.
You take care.
All right. Call you on the air. Question, comment. Go ahead.
Louis?
Yes.
One of the worst things can happen is those transgender restrooms in this country. And I'm going to tell you the reason why.
Go ahead.
Okay? We will have more sexual harassment done claims than ever before, because we would have women say, hey, I can't go pee in peace. And then that's one place where a man can go without a woman most of the time that don't have to worry about being bothered about. And I think that'd be a big mistake with us. Because just think about it. We all got to go to the restroom. And some woman, you already got a problem with, you can't go pee in peace without her giving you some type of her personal problem. Now think about that one.
Okay. But where you been? I haven't heard from you in a long time. Where you been?
Well, I've been doing a couple things. One, I've been trying to take care of my habit, eating and living indoors.
I love you.
Take care.
I love you. Take care. Call you on air. Question, comment. Go ahead.
Yes, Louis, this is Ray again.
Hey, Ray.
Run two things by you.
Go ahead.
One, the women's soccer team wants money now, just like which is only right.
Mm-hmm.
But you go to tennis. Go to tennis, and a male can play 5 sets. where a female only has to play up to 3 sets, and yet they get the same amount of money. Now that ain't right.
Yeah.
Why should the men be out there 100 degrees? The women be out there and have to play 2 hours less. You know, so it goes either way. It goes either way. That's all.
Thanks, Ray.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Anybody want to comment on what we just talked about? I haven't heard from any women. Well, hey. But anyway, a public service announcement. Corliss Baseball. The Trojan Corliss Baseball team dealing with elementary students will meet March 25th at 11 o'clock at Gately Stadium. If you have a young man, a young lady, young man that wants to play baseball, meet at 11 o'clock at Gately Park. That's east of College on 103rd. It's a big field there. A lot of people that in high school, they know play football like I did, know where it is. It's a nice stadium, and it's a nice event. It's a baseball camp, and it's March 25th at Gately Park from 11 o'clock until it's over. There'll be refreshments, and if it should rain, they'll come inside. But please, get your child out there, get them engaged in a physical activity, and nothing can be better than playing baseball. Baseball, which is, it is good in one way in terms of it's a team effort. Because as Hemingway said, no man's an island. We need somebody. Call you on air. Go ahead. Question or comment?
Yeah, hello?
Hello, you on?
Yeah, I was going to comment about that transgender bathroom. Okay, I have a daughter and I have many female family members.
Okay.
I'm worried about a transgender going into the same restroom as my daughter and family members, whooping out his package. No mean to be nasty.
I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Why can I go in the women's bathroom and I got the same thing he got? You know
Right.
what I'm saying? I don't care what the law says. It's no fair. It's just a man with a wig going in there. Well, you know what I'm saying? Why is that fair? That's going to be a big issue. I don't want to catch another grown man in there with my daughter.
I can appreciate what you're saying. Yeah. I understand what you're saying. And you have a right. And it seems to be that, that the laws negate our rights. I'm just saying, You know what I'm saying?
You talk about discrimination and this and that, but
It's reversed.
Flip side. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. And I thank you for your comment, man. And I do realize your worry. It's easy for somebody else to say something that doesn't involve them. This is your family, so some consideration needs to be taken to deal with that situation. I'm not knocking anybody for their gender. I'm just saying, equal protection under the law, both ways.
Right.
I have a right to protect my daughter.
And you damn right. You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Hey, brother, thank you.
Call later.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Call you on there. Question, comment, go ahead. Caller? Don't be afraid. They ran. I wonder why. But anyway, anybody has anything they want to say? Now's the time to do it. This is the forum to express your opinion. And you know what? Not only here, but I think that a person should express their opinion where it really counts. And that's with your representative. And I'm not talking about marching and all that stuff. That went out with King. What I'm saying now is drop a letter, drop a postcard, inundate the powers that be, letting them know that documentation runs supreme, and this is what we need to do. Call you on there. Go ahead. Question or comment? Caller? Well, I don't know. Maybe it's peekaboo, huh? But remember, if you have something to say, please say it. If you have an opinion, please give it. But for too long, we've been too quiet. And as a result, when you don't speak up, you got nothing coming. And by now, you should know that, citizens. Because when you don't say anything, look what happens. Now we're going to try this again. Caller, question or comment? You're on the air.
Different person, I got the nerve. This the deal, Lewis.
Go ahead.
Men that have been looking like women, whatever the case may be, they have been doing that stuff for years. They even have a know about it. Now,
what they should do, maybe some folks want to disagree with me, fine and dandy. Hell, I have noticed in some restrooms they put even like in the men's room they put panic buttons in there. Why not put panic buttons in the restrooms? That'll take care of a lot of problems, and those things could be like a deterrent as well.
You got a point. But, a gentleman just called, he's concerned about his daughters.
I understand, and guess what?
Right.
There's an old theory. It goes like this. Your rights end where the other person begins. But like I said, they've been doing that for years, but some want to be much more open about it, and that's where I look at it, in terms of that view. They've been doing it for years, though, but some people want to be much more open about it. We ain't know they've been doing it, but now they want to be able to publicize it.
Oh, yeah, right. Well, like they're saying, our day has come. Do you remember when people used to be in the closet what their preferences was? Do you remember that?
I'll tell you something else. Remember all this nasty music? People used to be down in the basement, used to play it down where nobody hear it.
Right.
Right. So portable is all out, and they don't care about it no more.
Right.
And like I said, certain things just go in cycle. And like I said, they've been doing it for years. They just want to be out much more out in the open.
Yeah, because you know what they said it's politically correct in a way. It's a shame. But anyway, I got another caller. Caller, a question, comment, you on air. Go ahead. Caller? Question or comment?
Me?
Hello?
Yes?
Go ahead, you're on air.
I want...
Well, I guess the cat got your tongue, huh? You can't talk? All right, I'll move on. Moving on. Young people, as you can see, there's been a lot of men calling. Haven't heard from any ladies. I guess, it's not important. I don't know. But, the conversation is food for thought. I don't say it's wrong, I don't say it's right, but, at least let's discuss it. Let's have a discourse dealing with, subjects that affect you. For too long we sit idly by and really didn't want to deal with something, but we really did another way. In other words, it's like a euphemism. Dealing with a disagreeable subject in a mild way, rather than coming full throttle with it and just say what's on your mind, mean what you say and say what you mean. Stop, camouflaging. And that's the other thing. When you do that, that starts misinterpretation. You misinterpret what a person's really trying to say because that person is trying to skate on thin ice to get a point across. Rather than just say, hey man, look here, I don't like you. Rather than say, some of your ways, just call it like you see it. That way, straight talking goes to pure understanding. Get my drift? And I'm going to say this. Stop letting these politicians speak for you, especially when they're not speaking for you. They're speaking for somebody else. They're speaking for the Madigans and the Ronners and the Emanuels. They're not speaking for you. Look what they did with the state workers. They tried to manipulate getting them not paid so that they'll force Ronner to do what he's supposed to do. You don't use other people as sacrificial lambs. And we keep letting them do that. At any rate, young people, my time has come to an end. But I'd like to say this. Pardon is such sweet sorrow, but alas, I must bid you adieu. And if you feel as though you run out of rope, tie a knot and hang on. Everything's going to be okay. I promise you. Take care. It's been nice.